Changers 4-H Club. Have you ever been to a landfill? Did you know our world may look like a landfill if we don't make changes in our lifestyle? However, sometimes the idea of starting to recycle can be overwhelming. So today, I would like to share with you how my family has made some small, easy changes to start lessening our impact on the earth. I will start by sharing with you in which the areas my family has begun to reduce. Reducing is minimizing what comes into your home so that less stuff comes out. By reducing the amount of paper that is used in our home, we have made a large impact on the amount of trash we produce. We began reducing by switching to cloth napkins instead of paper ones. We replaced them by making our own napkins out of fabric we had on hand. Also, instead of using paper towel to clean our messes, we began using dish towels or old rags. Now, before we reach for a paper towel, we try to ask ourselves, can we use a rag instead? Most of the time, we can. We rarely now, if ever, use paper plates. Sometimes the convenience is not worth the cost. Instead of using Kleenexes, we began to use handkerchiefs. Every family member has their own, but we do keep one box of Kleenexes on hand for guests, as we realize not everyone shares their thoughts on reducing. By signing up for paperless billing and electronic bill pay, we have cut down on the amount of junk mail we receive. There are also websites we can join to reduce the amount of junk mail we get per week. Also, when printing a document, we try to print on both sides to reduce the amount of paper that we use. While most of these paper products can be composted, by choosing not to purchase or rarely purchase these things, we are saving money, saving trees, and reducing the amount of waste that comes out of our home. Using our clothesline is another area where we have reduced our consumption of energy. According to the website, laundrylist.org, the Department of Energy says it costs 30 to 40 cents to dry a load of laundry in an electric dryer. This costs my family about $170 a year. When we use the clothesline, several things are happening. We save money, we reduce our energy consumption, and our clothes last longer. While reusable shopping bags have been around for a while, did you know they also have reusable produce bags? My family now uses both. You can find reusable produce bags online, or you can make your own from material you have on hand, or an old t-shirt. We always keep our shopping bags in our vehicle, and we don't just use them for groceries. They can be used for any purchase. An easy way to remember them is to keep at least one of them in the front seat where you can see it. Also, if you forget your bags and don't have too many items, refuse the plastic bags and just carry them. My mom has even just put the item in her purse and keeps the receipt out until she's out of the store. We now try to take our reusable water bottles everywhere. We no longer buy plastic water bottles. The dangers to our earth and animals by using them is too great. More information on this, visit the website myplasticfreelife.com. We've even been able to take our water bottles into a McDonald's and fill them for free. We hope to try this more often in the future. Just think about how many cups it will cut down on in the landfill. Starting a compost pile is a great way to reduce and reuse. The easiest way for us to begin doing this, and not to be tempted to put it in the trash, is to keep an ice cream bucket under the kitchen sink. This keeps them from going to the landfill where it will take years to decompose. A few of the things to put in our compost pile are any cardboard, including toilet paper rolls, fruit peelings, eggshells, tea bags. The list is really quite long. There's a lot of information online and at the library on how to do this. The next biggest change is in recycling. We made this easy by taking a large storage tub, placing it in our garage right outside of the laundry room door and designating it as the recycling tub. When we are done using something that can be recycled, we simply open the door and throw it in. If you are not sure what can be recycled, visit the website earth901.com or your local trash company's website. For example, our recycling center will not take shopping bags. However, Fairway and Target have been, so you can recycle them. Most everything that comes into our home can be recycled. I have shared with you some ways my family has begun to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now I would like to share with you the other R, refusing. Refusing is the hardest R to do, but it should be the first. It is the most important. Refusing means living with less, saying no to all the things that are in the stores unless we absolutely need them. It means living with less, being careful of everything that comes into our home. If it isn't purchased in the first place, then the other 3 R's don't have to happen. By making the above changes, my family has cut down on what is going into the landfill by half. We hope to continue to do more in the future. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Are there any questions? Yes?
What made you decide to give a presentation on this topic?
The question was, what made me decide to give a presentation on this topic? Well, a while back, my mom was just doing some research. She was really into organic stuff, and so she kind of got into recycling and stuff. And then so she said, we're going to start recycling. And so we did that, and then we were taking our recycling to our recycling center, and it's right behind a landfill. And so there were shopping bags, trash just spilled for miles around that. And my mom stopped the car and said, kids, our world's gonna look like that one day. And then you wouldn't believe the amounts of trash that are in there. It's just, and the sad thing is that most of it can be recycled. It can be reduced. And someday our world's going to look like that.
Anybody else have a question? Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
I'm a teacher, so I like questions. Where else could you give this presentation, Claire?
The question was, where else could I give this presentation? I could give this in my 4-H club. I could
give it at school, possibly?
Yeah, I could give it in school.
Any meetings, maybe? Maybe in your council? Your city council, possibly? To make them a little bit more aware of what's going on, and you can give them suggestions on how to recycle. Anybody else?
Yes.
Which art has been the hardest for you personally to do?
The question was, which art has been the hardest for me? Well, I'm a keeper, and I'm also kind of a thrower away. When I don't want it, it gets thrown in the trash. So I kind of have a hard time making myself actually go or pick up the items and take them to the compost or to the recycling. So I think that's probably been the hardest for me. Yes. What? The question was, where should I put the compost? A compost pile is kind of, it's kind of hard. It's things that can go back into the earth, right? We have chickens, so we have a bunch of chicken bedding, and we throw all our rotten hay in there and food scraps and stuff that I mentioned in my presentation. And so you can put those things back in and they will disintegrate. And you have to water it and turn it over, but other than that, it's pretty easy to do. And it just disintegrates and breaks down, so you can reuse it for your flowers as mulch and stuff. And it doesn't take very long to decompose. If it was in the landfill, it would take a really long time. It would take years and years and years. But if you do it in your compost pile, it won't take as long. It might take a month, 2 months, because it's really, really cool. Well, this concludes my presentation. Thank you.